Everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League for our Sunday evening challenge with the League 4 guys in the Honda NSX Group 4 car. We are at week 8 and we're in Italy at the L4 Lago Maggiore full track, but it is on the reverse way round. As I say, this is race 2. Race 1 was won by Scott with Harry Poppins and Bazza just coming in second and third. Wayne G had a bit of a disconnect early on. He was leading, but had a bit of a technical issue. Did finish the race in 11th, I believe. And if you have a look at the top left, you'll see that is why Wayne G is actually second on the grid. So looking at, he's obviously going to be looking and got his eye on top step of the podium for this race, surely, starting in second. Right, we will run down the grid. It is a kind of reverse grid. I've got to get my head around it at the minute. It's the top 8 and then the bottom 8, and they reverse around. Anyway, we'll go down the grid, shall we? Hoppers then on pole position with, as I've mentioned, Wayne G in second, Aussie Rooster is third, Captain Slow is 4th, DB 5th, Pete is 6th on the grid, Enzo Jack is 7th, 8th is Molepiece, 9th is Phaser, Bazza is 10th, Harry Poppins 11th, and the winner of race 1, Scott, all the way down in 12th. So, let's get the camera sorted, he says, and we'll get this race started, shall we? Now, tyres for this one, there is a required pit stop, but I think it is between the pit window will open at the end of lap 4 and will close at the end of lap 9. Well, oh, it's all kicking off at the back already. Let's just have a look. We've not even started the race yet, and it looked like Bazza, oh, and he's come round the cut. Well, this has been mentioned quite a few times. The unfortunate thing with the rolling starts on some tracks is, as you can see, some of the guys are actually starting around the final turn, around the final bend, so they have to navigate the final turn before they can actually start their race, which means the guys at front are a good 10, 11, 12 seconds ahead. Now Baz has obviously tried to get the power down early as the race has started, and that has just threw him straight into the barrier, so that is not what Bazza wanted for the start of the race. So it is unfortunate, it happens. I think Laguna Seca is one of the tracks, Spa is another one. So when you have the rolling start, because everybody is so spread out, some of the guys start around the final turn. Now Aussie Rooster has already got himself up in to front. Now in fact, you know what, I'm just going to go back to the start and watch it from the front. After all of that, we missed the guys getting off, didn't we, at the start? So Hoppers leads us up towards excuse me, turn 1. You can see the chaos going on at the back, but Hoppers and Wayne G are away and off into turn 1. Wayne G is just not messing about, as he is all over Hoppers already. Aussie Rooster as well, he's getting in there. He wants a bit of the action as he goes around the outside of Wayne G through turns 3 and 4. Well, I thought somebody went wide then. I think it was Wayne G went a little bit wide, did he? Let's just have another quick look. So Wayne G's on the inside, he's trying to follow Hoppers through, then he gets himself on the outside. Yeah, there was a bit of a door bashing session. Nothing too serious, but Wayne G, it sort of threw him offline a little bit, so he's now dropped down to 4th. Hopper's still out in front. He's got Aussie Rooster though on the inside as we go through turn 5, and Aussie, oh, and Hopper slams into the wall. Well, I didn't see that one coming. I think he was just trying to give Aussie Rooster a bit of room, and he slams into the wall, so that's so unlucky for Hoppers. Well, it's all kicking off, isn't it, in race 2. We've not even done, 7 or 8 turns yet. We are just coming up to turn 7, and we've already had about 2 or 3 replays. So this is really setting this race up to be a good one. So Aussie Rooster now finds himself leading this pack. Captain Slow in second, just behind him as they approach turn 8. Everybody trying to slot and jostle for places. Wayne G back up to third. DB in fourth. Enzo Jack is fifth. Then we've got Pete, Phaser, Molepiece. Everybody still lined up. Harry Poppins down in ninth. Hoppers and Scott having a bit of a fight there as they go through turn 12. And then Bazza playing catch up, but not too far off at the minute. So plenty of laps left for Bazza to catch up. Back up to the pointy end though, and Aussie Rooster leading the pack. Wayne G, we just saw, made a bit of a move on Captain Slow and has pushed himself up into second. DB going the long way round, always trying to get himself up there. He's lost a couple of places actually. He was challenging Captain Slow, but DB went very deep into that turn and has now found himself down in fifth. Enzo Jack is in fourth and Captain Slow is in third as they go around turn 16, then 17. To have a look at the start finish line. DB got himself on the grass a bit but recovered very quickly, and up to turn 1 they go. Everything's still pretty tight at the minute. We can see Scott and Pete having a bit of a battle there into turn 1, but Scott has managed to get himself up into P9. Pete dropping into 10. Hopper's 11th, and Bazza still playing catch up. Well, has Bazza had another issue or not? He's even further back now, so Bazza must have had another moment. So Aussie Rooster continues to lead this race. Wayne G trying to get onto the back of him as they come up, down, and then back up again towards turn 7. Now Wayne G on the inside. He looked like he got a much better exit than Aussie Rooster, but Aussie's still out in front. Wayne G slots in behind, gets right underneath the rear wing of Aussie Rooster's NSX. Let's jump on board with Wayne G as we're going up towards turn 8. The first of this chicane section. Swinging it out to the left, then trying to cut the corner on the right, then left again, then right again. This is where you can go slamming into the wall. One Aussie Rooster just misses it. Wayne G got a much better run though, down towards turn 13. On the brakes, then back on the power again, trying to keep control of the back end. Wayne G does a fantastic job, gets himself up into the lead of this race. Aussie Rooster just has to slot in behind him. So up to turn 14 then. Aussie Rooster's still there. He's not going to let Wayne G get away. So he just needs to stick with him. Wayne G on the medium tyres, so he's got the soft tyres to come. Remember, the pit window opens at the end of lap 4 and closes at the end of lap 9. So there is a bit of tactics involved in this one. Aussie Rooster's on the soft, so these two will be swapping tyre compounds within the stops. Aussie Rooster, well, he's going to have to stop before Wayne G. Well, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure how long the softs will last. Oh, well, they're not going to do. You're not going to do them much good doing that. Aussie Rooster across the grass, and that's cost you a little bit of time. And Wayne G has just scampered away from him. Enzo Jack, on the other hand, has been allowed to get a little bit closer now. He's currently sitting in third with DB just behind him, fourth. Scott is in fifth. Phaser has made his way up into sixth. Pete in seventh. Ooh, a little bit of lag there, or a loose wheel nut. Not really suffered too much with the lag in League 4, well, especially for race 1. League 1, it was the lag was quite bad really, but League 4, it's pretty smooth so far. Molepiece in 8th, so the two teammates seem quite close actually in last race, and they're doing exactly the same in this race. 7th and 8th. Harry Poppins in 9th, had a great first race, didn't he? Finish second. He'll be lucky to make his way through the pack on his soft tyres. He really needs to make them work. get the most out of them before they give up, and he has to change. Captain Slow in 10th with Hoppers in 11th, taking a bit of a shortcut. Hoppers, let's just see if he picks up a penalty. I've not seen any penalties being given on this track, so whether there are any, I'm not sure. But Hoppers got away with that one as well. Really is abusing the track limits, this Hoppers, and why not if you can get away with it. So back up to the top then, Wayne G opened up a comfortable gap now back to Aussie Rooster. Aussie had that little bit of a mistake, didn't he, a lap ago, where he went across the grass, and that allowed Wayne G to get away. Everybody pretty lined up and still quite close to each other. Enzo Jack in 3rd, Scott in 4th. Scott, of course, was the winner of race 1, so he's had a fantastic first 3 laps to get himself all the way from 12th up to 4th. So Scott really enjoying this track, and looks like he's going to be putting a challenge in on Enzo Jack as well. We'll jump on board with Scott, shall we, as we go through turn 5 and 6, and then down the hill towards turn 7. Scott, he's got himself on the inside. Oh, now then, there was a little bit of a touch there. Everybody still going though, which is the main thing. Scott now moves up into 3rd, just behind Aussie Rooster. Enzo Jack though sitting in 4th, and he's just going to tuck himself right underneath Scott's car. Or as Aussie Rooster gets himself a little bit out of sorts. Oh no, it's Enzo Jack. What's happened to him? Well, I'm going to go back and have another bit of a look at this. It's as we're going into turn 8 and 9, Enzo Jack suddenly finds himself alongside Scott. Aussie Rooster started that move, Scott, and we shall let the stewards decide on that one. That's not for me to call. It's just an unfortunate coming together there, I think. No intent, but unfortunately Enzo Jack now finds himself all the way down in 9th when he was challenging for 3rd, so he will be absolutely fuming with that. And now he's got quite a mountain to climb. He's on the medium tyres at the minute, so he will swap to the softs, but he's got damage at the front. Well, that's just repaired itself, but all the way down in 9th, so that's unlucky for Scott. Wayne G, however, out in front, looking comfortable. Aussie Rooster still in 2nd, only just though, because Scott has got himself on the inside and has moved up into 2nd. As we see, Wayne G has now come into the pits. He's had enough of the medium tyres. He wants to get onto the soft tyres for the rest of this race. Scott now takes over the lead then. Aussie Rooster in 2nd. Pete moves up to 3rd. We've got everybody, it looks like, on the medium tyres are coming in to change them. Harry Poppins is in 4th now. Wayne G back out on the soft tyres in 5th. Phaser is also in. Same as DB, Molepiece, Enzo Jack, Captain Slow. Hoppers, is Hoppers going to come in as well? No, he's not. He's decided he's going to stay out. Now up at the top, Aussie Rooster has now taken over the lead with Scott. Scott all over him, so these two having a proper ding-dong fight as we go down to turn 7. Aussie Rooster still in front, only just though. Scott, well, he's almost alongside, isn't he? As we head down towards turn 8, Scott's on the inside and gets himself in front just before they reach turn 8. So Scott goes through to take the lead again, all the way from 11th. Oh, we lost one then, haven't we? All the way from 11th to 1st for Scott. Aussie Rooster in 2nd. Harry Poppins is 3rd. Wayne G is 4th. Remember, Wayne G has already made a stop. He was leading this race early doors. He's stopped, got rid of the medium tyres, and he's now on a fresh set of softs and back out getting fourth. So the three guys in front of him have yet to pit, and Wayne G knows that. He's just got to try and get a little bit closer to them, although he is not that far away. So Wayne G is going to definitely take over the lead of this race again when those guys come in at the end of lap 9, unless they pit any sooner. Pete in 5th, he's having a bit of a lonely race now, all on his own. Fazer in 6th, not under any pressure, but Fazer, he's made his stop and he's out on the soft tyres now. Same with DB. Then we've got Molepiece and Enzo Jack fighting it out. Enzo Jack had that unfortunate mistake out. Oh, and he looks like he's just about to have another one, but recovered it. And he's still facing the right direction. So Enzo Jack probably pushing just a little bit too hard, I think, to try and make up the places. But Enzo Jack, he is out on the soft tyres, so he's made his stop. You can see Pete is into the pits now, having done an extra lap on the medium tyres. So Enzo just teeing up Molepiece so he can move up into 7th. Pete in 9th, having made his stop. Captain Slow in 10th, and then Hoppers has finally come in as well, so he's going to get rid of those mediums. And he will be out on the soft tyres, but down in 11th for Hoppers. So back up to the race leader, or current race leader shall I say, Scott, and he's got quite a nice little gap, hasn't he? Back to Aussie Rooster. He's managed to get himself away from Aussie. Aussie Rooster in 2nd with Harry Poppins and Wayne G not that far behind. Now remember that the top 3 haven't pitted yet, and Wayne G has. But these 3 very close together, Aussie Rooster, Harry Poppins and Wayne G, as they go around turn 13 and start the climb towards turn 14. Quite a hill that is, isn't it, when you look at it from this angle? So now around turn 15 they go. We are on lap 6, so 3 laps to go before the pit window closes. Let's just have a look at the tyres. They're not looking too bad actually. Scott out of front is about 35-40% wear. Aussie Rooster been a little bit tougher on his tyres. Harry Poppins, he's not too bad, but he's got Wayne G all over him. Let's go on board with Harry Poppins, shall we, as we try and chase Aussie Rooster down through turns 3 and then 4. Remember, it's two turns, but you class it as one. Well, you race it as one, should I say. You can see Wayne G desperate to get by Harry Poppins. He's all over the place. Harry Poppins likewise trying to get past Aussie Rooster, finally gets himself on the inside. Aussie Rooster trying to defend it though. All of a sudden he found Harry Poppins' car right alongside him, but he's managed to keep ahead. So Aussie Rooster still in 2nd, Wayne G in 4th, with Harry Poppins sandwiched in between the two. Now Harry Poppins right in the slipstream of Aussie Rooster, tries to pull to the inside this time as we come to turn 8. Has Harry Poppins got through? I think he has. Yes, he has. So Harry Poppins goes through into 2nd. Aussie Rooster has to drop down to 3rd. Oh, he's having a fight back, is Aussie Rooster. Oh, now then, what's their contact? Well, Harry Poppins did a fantastic job of saving that slide and has managed to maintain the 2nd position. Wayne G has put the challenge in against Aussie Rooster and so far has got the job done. So Wayne G moves up into 3rd, Aussie Rooster has to drop down to 4th. As we go up the hill now towards turn 14 for the 7th time. And let's just have a look behind. Wayne G is definitely on a mission, isn't he? He is right underneath Scott's car. Around turn 15 up to 16. Aussie Rooster having a look at the inside. No, it just backed out at the last minute. Now this is the crucial turn. Turn 17. Back onto the start finish straight. All 3 of them got out of there. They got a good exit. as they head up towards turn 1. Is Wayne G going to pull out of the slipstream of Scott and into the inside of turn 1? No, he's just sitting there. Aussie Rooster taking a tighter line. Well, this is a really hard fought battle for second, third. Scott, in the meantime, is out in front. He's oblivious to all that's happening behind him, and he's quite happy to let them fight it out. Wayne G just needs to be a little bit careful, I think, of his tyres. He doesn't want to race too hard. He doesn't have to, because none of the guys around him have pitted yet. So, as much as he's enjoying the racing, it is punishing his tyres. And what he's got to remember is the likes of Scott, Harry Poppins and Aussie Rooster are all going to be out on fresher tyres, albeit mediums, but they are going to be out on fresher tyres. So I think Wayne G can afford to just ease off a little bit. He doesn't have to really race these guys as hard as he is. But then again, Wayne G is very competitive, so he's not going to wait for a pit stop to take the lead, is he? As he gets himself into P2, and now the chase begins. Can he catch up with Scott before Scott pits? Wayne G will definitely take over the lead of the race. I say definitely. I don't think Scott is going to be able to get in and out of the pits before Wayne G gets there, but we shall see. It's going to be very interesting. Let's just follow Scott through turns 15, 16 and 17 to see if he stays to the right as he comes out of turn 17, and if he stays to the right, then obviously he's going to pit this lap. Remember, the pit window closes at the end of lap 9, and he has. So Scott has decided to come in and change his tyres. Now, where is Wayne G? Wayne G, excuse me, as around turn 7. So Wayne G is going to take over the lead as the other 3 guys all come in. Scott, Harry Poppins and Aussie Rooster have all come into the pits at the same time, so they are all going to be out on the medium tyres. Phaser, he's already stopped. He is just coming around turn 17 now. Can he gain a couple of places while these guys are in the pits? It does look like he can, so Phaser has moved up into 4th. No, he's 5th. Or is he? No, he is 4th. He got out. He's just gone past Aussie Rooster. Aussie couldn't get out the pit quick enough. Harry Poppins and Scott are out. Scott in 2nd. Harry Poppins is 3rd. Phaser has moved up into 4th. He's on the soft tyres. Aussie Rooster out on a fresh set of mediums. I think that's everybody that's done it. Oh no, Enzo Jack here. I don't think he's pitted yet. He's down in 6th. He's got mold piece all over the back of him. We'll just follow these 2 through turns 5 into 6 and then down the hill towards turn 7. Pete in 8th, DB is 9th, Captain Slow 10th, and then Hopper's 11th. Now I'm just going to have a look. We have lost one, and I think it is Bazza. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, Bazza has had to retire from the race. Remember, he had that disastrous start where he hit the corner of the wall on the left, or the barrier on the left, at the very beginning of the race. Something else happened a couple of laps later. We missed that, and that's obviously caused engine failure or something, but Bazza unfortunately has had to retire from the race. We're following Wayne G at the minute, right up at the pointy end, and he does look like he's pulling away. We've got 3 laps to go. He's just started lap 10. Tyres are looking okay after that battle he had with Harry Poppins and Scott and Aussie Rooster. I thought he was giving them a bit too much punishment, but I think he's going to be okay. Scott in 2nd, Harry Poppins is 3rd, Phaser is in 4th. Phaser's had a good night, I think. I'm not sure he will see it that way, but I think Phaser's had a great race there at Lago Maggiore. He should be pleased with the results he's got. Aussie Rooster then in 5th, just behind Phaser. Much better race from Aussie Rooster in race 2. Enzo Jack in 6. He's got Molepiece all over the back of him. We'll jump on board with Enzo Jack as we go around turn 4. Oh, and Enzo Jack's got himself on the grass, and that's allowed Molepiece to get ahead of him. Oh, and a slam into the wall as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Enzo Jack. It's my fault for now then. We've got it. Oh, now who is this? Oh, dear me. After me saying that Fazer's had such a good race and he should be pleased with him, and he should, this is the commentator's curse. He's just gone too deep into that turn out of turn 6 onto the grass, and a slam, kiss, dunk, whatever you want to call it, with Barrier. So now 6th, 7th Fazer. Fazer drops down to 7th. So, oh, that is so unlucky. That is so unlucky. He is in 7th, but we've got a couple of laps to go. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button, sorry. We've got a couple of laps to go, so deep breaths, you may be able to gain a spot back. Fazer, Peter 8th, DB in 9th, Captain Slow, and then Hoppers. So back up to Wayne G, looking very comfortable is Wayne G as he goes around turn 15. 2 laps to go for him, and he doesn't look like giving it up, does he? Current fastest lap is Wayne G at 2:06.7. So he starts lap 11, so 2 laps to go for Wayne G then. Scott in 2nd. Here's about the length of the start finish straight, the distance between the two of them, and it is the same back to Harry Poppins. So Harry Poppins sitting in 3rd. Some good points for Harry Poppins tonight. He got 2nd in race 1, and he's currently sitting on the 3rd step of the podium for this race. So yeah, some good points for him. Aussie Rooster in 4th. Molepiece down in 5th. Enzo Jack in 6th, not that far away from Molepiece, and then Fazer now on his way back in after the disaster he had a lap ago. So Fazer will be looking to try and get past Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack on the soft tyres, Fazer also on the soft tyres, although Enzo Jack really battered his tyres. Fazer's looking a lot better. So Enzo Jack is going to be struggling for grip. Not that Fazer will know that. He's just got to concentrate. Keep staring at the back of Enzo Jack's car and trying to catch up with it. But remember, keep the car on track though, Fazer. It does help. Pete down in 8th, then DB, Captain Slow and Hoppers all very spread out. Hoppers, it looks like he's going to be lapped by Wayne G within, well, I'll say he's going to be lapped. He may not. Well, I'm not sure if Hoppers had a bit of a moment there coming out of turn 16. Wayne G turns the corner at turn 17, and he's probably looking at the back of Hopper's car. Yeah, you can just see just ahead of him. So Wayne G across the line to start the final lap of this second race in Italy. Scott in 2nd, not being challenged at all. Harry Poppins likewise is in 3rd, and under no pressure at all from Aussie Rooster, who's sitting in 4th. Then we've got Molepiece in 5th, Enzo Jack and Fazer. Fazer a lot closer to Enzo Jack, so we'll just stick with these guys just for a few turns. Fazer trying to recover something from this race. As we go across the start finish line to start lap 12 for them, Fazer having a look at the inside of Enzo Jack as we go into turn 1. Fazer got the better tyres, so Enzo Jack will be struggling for grip, and Fazer gets it done. A great move from him Enzo Jack just slotting in behind, maybe going to think about a move when he gets onto one of the straights, but Fazer moves up to 6. I think Molepiece may be just a little bit too far ahead for him to get himself up into 5th. With DP, Captain Slow and Hoppers pretty much in the positions they're going to finish in, I think. Go back up to the top as Wayne G comes down towards turn 13 for the final time. He is on his own, he's under no pressure whatsoever. I'm sure he'd like to finish on the fastest lap. I don't think he's going to do it, but he would like to finish this race on the fastest lap. But Wayne G then around turn 14 through 15. 2 more turns to go and he will be staring at the checkered flag for race 2. And there we go, Wayne G will be seeing that checkered flag, a flash of the lights to celebrate. Great race from him. Hoppers is across the line in 11th. Scott is going to finish in 2nd. Good racing from Scott, some good points from him as well, especially with Frowney not being here. Harry Poppins will finish in 3rd. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that. A podium finish. Aussie Rooster, good race from Aussie Rooster in this this second race of the night. He finishes 4th, then it's a bit of a race to 5th position, but Molepiece has got it. Fazer gets 6th. Enzo Jack will cross the line in 7th. DB crossed the line in 8th with Pete. Well, he's got problems with his wheels, hasn't he, as Pete, as he comes across the line in 9th. And then Captain Slow, we're just going to move it on a little bit for Captain Slow. Or am I going the wrong way? Captain Slow will I've got the wrong way, haven't I? So Captain Slow is going to come across the line in 10th. So this was week 8. 2 more rounds to go. Next week we will be in Spain next week at Catalonia on the national layout track. Another very tricky technical track as we see Captain Slow cross the line in 10th. So join us next week then for is it the penultimate? It's called penultimate round 9 in Spain. So thanks for watching, and I shall catch you all later.